It's August, which means I keep seeing the same question getting asked over and over. Is it too late to start a fall garden? For most of us, the answer is probably no. There is still time to be planting a fall garden. The concern I see though a lot is that people are looking at the wrong number. They're looking at their growing zone, and that's not the number to look at. In this video, I want to show you what number you should be looking at instead. I'm going to tell you exactly how you can decide what plants still work in your climate for depending on however much time you have left. And then I'm going to walk through 3 totally different climates. I'm going to go through a cold climate, a sort of medium climate, and then a warmer area, and show if I lived in any of those areas exactly what I would be growing right now for my fall garden, so you can know exactly what makes sense for you. And then I'm going to finish it off with one plant that all of us should be growing before fall. Why is the growing zone the wrong number to be looking at? Your growing zone tells you how cold it gets in the winter. If you're zone 6, 7, 8, whatever, this tells you what plants will survive your winter. So that's a super great piece of information, but it doesn't really tell you when you should be planting or what you can still be planting at a certain time of the year. That is not based on the growing zone. That is based on your frost date. And if we're looking at what you can be planting in the fall, it's based on your first frost date. So that's the first day that it typically, on average, starts to dip below freezing where you live. And 2 people with the same growing zone can have very different frost dates. And I'm going to give you an example. 2 places in zone 8 with very different frost dates. Lordsburg, New Mexico is in zone 8A, and their first frost is mid-October, so like October 19th, 20th-ish. Seattle, Washington, also zone 8, 8B, their first frost is mid-November, like November 16th or so. That's a solid month difference. When you're talking about what you can be planting and when, you want to base it off of your frost date, not based off of your zone. And that's a perfect example why. So if you don't know when your first frost date is, just pause the video, look it up on Google. You can find it really quickly. Just say, what's my first frost date in whatever city and state or province you live in, and it'll tell you. So pause the video and come back, and then it'll help you know exactly what you can be planting. So now that you know when your last frost date is, now how do you decide what plants are going to work for you? Every plant will have a number of days to maturity. So if I look at these beets, it has 55 days to maturity, which means that as long as I have 55 days plus a little bit of buffer, so let's say 60 days left in my growing season, then I can plant these beets. So I'm planning to publish the video on August 22nd. So let's say today is August 22nd, 55 days after that is October 16th, and then we give a little bit of a buffer. So as long as my first frost date is October 20th, 25th, or after, I can still plant these beets in my garden. And you can also go reverse. Like if your first frost date is October 20th, anything that is less than 55 days to maturity are things that you can grow. The only thing to keep in mind though is that I have 2 different kinds of beets here. Early Wonder, it's 55 days, and this Cylindra is 80 days. So not all beets are going to be the exact same. Not all plants, not all anything is the exact same depending on the variety. Now I'm going to show you what I would plant if I lived in 3 totally different locations if I was about to be planting my fall garden today. And I'm going to be using Embrace, which is my app for kitchen gardeners. It's a lot faster to do it this way, but I just showed you how you can do the calculation yourself. I'm going to start with Calgary, Alberta. And I lived in Calgary for a couple of years. I loved it, beautiful city, but it is cold there. So it is zone 4A. And you can see the first frost there is typically middle of September. A couple other similar areas would be Lansing, Michigan, Logan, Utah. Those are all in and around this frost date. I'm filming this on August 8th. So if I live in Calgary, I have around, as of the date I'm filming this, I have about 6 weeks left in my growing season. So if I'm just, I can essentially just do the math. Anything with less than 42 days to harvest, or I would say like 35 to be safe, I can still plant. So if I'm looking here, there's not a lot, but there are definitely some things that I can still be growing. And if I just look at things that I can be direct sowing, typically you're getting into your leafy greens, right? So it can be lettuce, it can be chard, it can be kale, it can be anything. And just harvest them while they're still young. They will grow enough for you within 4 or 5 weeks to be able to harvest some baby greens. And depending on the variety that you choose, you might be able to continue to harvest it after your frost date. just know that you sometimes have a wiggle room. It depends on the plant, but sometimes you have a wiggle room after that date that you can continue to harvest it. So for sure, your leafy greens. And then the other one is going to be radish. So radish is a perfect example of a very fast growing plant. I love radishes. I always plant it in the spring. I barely ever plant it in the summer. And then I always plant it again for my fall garden. Now, if you have only 4 to 6 weeks, you want to be looking for the radishes that are like the typical sort of cherry belle or French breakfast kind of radishes, not those big winter radishes. Those ones need a little bit more time. So if you only have 5 or 6 weeks left in your growing season, you want to just stick with those smaller radishes, but you can absolutely still be harvesting them right up until that first frost date and then even a little bit beyond that. Okay, next we're into the sort of mid-range climate. This is around where I live. So you're gonna have your zone 6, 7 kind of range in there and a first frost of middle of October. So I'm gonna be using West Jordan, Utah for this example, but some other places would be here, Niagara Falls, Ontario, where I live, and Chicago. Those are all like mid to end of October. And if I look to see what I can plant, I have about 10 weeks left in my growing season right now, 68 days. So if I have transplants, so if I started in advance, if I can go to a garden center and I can buy a plant that has already started growing, you get a little bit of a head start. But for this video, I don't want to get into that. I'm just going to talk about things that I can be direct sowing. So you can see there's a lot more options that I have now. A lot of the leafy greens still that you saw, I can start to get like a full head of lettuce still in my garden. And then we get into a lot of my favorite winter greens like mizuna, mash, claytonia. But now I also have more root vegetables. So in this climate, I have a much wider range of plants to be playing with. What I don't want to pick though, even with 10 weeks, are things that really like the heat, because you have to think about by the time the plants have stopped growing in the fall, it's cold. Even if it's not frost, it's colder. So some plants just like the heat. So you want to pick plants that do like the cooler climates, because that's when it's going to be at its end of its life. All right, now let's get into the warmer climate. Here we are, I am using Sacramento, California as an example. It's zone 9B, so pretty warm there. They don't have a lot of cooler days, but they do have a frost. So I'm looking at places with a frost date of like November. Other places like this would be Vancouver, British Columbia, or Charleston, South Carolina. All places in and around that zone 8, 9 kind of time with frost dates somewhere in November. We have 16 weeks still of growing season for folks with a November frost date. So obviously there's a lot more options here. I would tend to focus on the things that didn't do as well in the summer heat and focus on those more as the temperatures start to dip a little bit more where you live. So here I would be looking at things like cauliflower and broccoli, things that, does not like the heat, but probably is you still have enough time to be growing those things for the fall and winter months. What's one thing that all of us should be planting right now for fall? Garlic. I harvested my garlic from this bed down here about a month ago now, and I have it just sitting in my covered patio over here. So here I've got all of my garlic that I harvested not too long ago. I've already used a bunch of them in like pestos and things like that I've been saving for the winter. But garlic is really great to be planting for anyone, pretty much for the fall. So typically the timing for planting garlic is like 3 weeks or so before your first frost. So for any of the locations that I shared with you today, all have more than 3 weeks left. And the reason that you plant it a little bit before is that you want the roots to actually start to grow a little bit before it starts to freeze, so that it kind of establishes itself for the following spring, because the garlic will sit in your garden over the winter and then it will pop back up in the spring. Now, I just finished telling you the whole video to not pay attention to your growing zone when you look at when you should be planting. And that's true. For garlic, you do want to be planting it based on your frost date. But the variety of garlic, you actually want to go back to your zone and look at it, because if we think about what the growing zone is telling us, it's saying what can survive your winters. And there's both hardneck and soft-necked varieties of garlic. If you live in a cooler zone like zone 6, 5, 4, 3, kind of cooler climates, hardneck variety would be the ideal variety for you. And it's the one that has the scape. So you actually get 2 harvests out of a hardneck variety. And if you live in a warmer climate like zone 7, 8, 9, then you would be planting the soft neck variety, and that's the one that you see people braiding. That's really pretty. My frost date here is like end of October, and I have planted garlic in December, and it's been fine. It didn't get as big the next year as it would have been if I had planted it earlier. But if you've missed your window and your ground isn't frozen yet, then you can probably still be planting garlics. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of what you can be planting for this fall season. If you want to try Embrace, the app I was using earlier in the video, you can try it totally free. I'll throw a link down in the description for you to check it out if you want to use that to plan your garden. The one thing that I didn't talk about much in this video was perennials, so I focused a lot on annuals. The thing is though, is that perennials are actually a great thing to be planting in the fall as well. As long as you have a couple more weeks before your first frost, you can absolutely still be planting perennials. It tends to be cooler, it tends to be wetter, so it's a little bit easier to establish them in your garden right now. Planting perennials in the summer can be hard because you have to water them a lot. If you don't have perennials in your garden, I strongly encourage you to get some because it allows your season to be easier because you don't have to plant every year. And I find some of the perennials in my garden are the first things to come up, even before my annuals come up. So I can be planting early in the spring, but my perennials are going to come up really, really early. So if you want to check out some of my absolute favorite perennials to grow, I have a video on my favorite low maintenance, easy to grow perennials. So definitely check that video out. And then if you want to get an idea of some of my favorite cooler weather veggies, I have a video where I was harvesting vegetables well into the winter. And all of these plants survived that cold weather in the greenhouse. So even if you don't have a greenhouse, it's still applicable because it tells you the kinds of plants that will probably survive a little bit beyond your first frost date. So we talked about like things growing until the frost date, but all of those cool and cold weather loving plants are perfect for your fall garden because even when the frost hits, they'll still keep going a little bit longer. So check that video out as well. And then if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It helps me to understand what kinds of videos you like, and it helps YouTube recommend more videos like this for you. That's it for this one. I will see you in the next one.